Laboratory, maybe you heard, it's called Laboratory of Environmental Engineering and Management. What are we doing here? We are working on water and wastewater management mainly, but also we put it in a new context. I don't know if you have heard of circular economy.
Yeah.
It's a very catchy word lately. So we try to see things as a scientists, as researchers, but under this new framework, under this new context of circularity. First of all, are you all aware what are the problems with water and wastewater?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me.
We did it before, we were talking about it back at the other club.
Okay, so you understand what are the issues? So if we have wastewater, okay, we treat it, we clean it, fantastic. That's it? End of our job?
No.
Why?
My explanation.
Your no was very emphatic, so please tell me.
I will let you explain because you're the expert.
You have a green pants, so you should know.
Yeah.
So why the job is not done when we have just treated wastewater?
It needs to go out to the world as well.
Okay, that's one aspect. Treatment is one aspect. We need to reach some standards. Spain, Bulgaria, Greece, all over Europe, there are some laws that say if you want to, whatever you want to do with this, with the treated effluent, you need to respect some standards. So treatment is one side, but then we need to think, okay, what are we going to do with that? Just discharge, just dump it in the environment? And here is where circular economy, this new way of thinking, comes to the picture. What's a circular economy? What before we see it, we used to see it as a waste, okay, something we don't care, we just dump it. Now we see it as a new source, as a new material, a new input for another process. In case of wastewater, this means I have another source of water, the treated wastewater, which I should reuse, for example, in agriculture for irrigation. Why? We are in Crete. I'm sure in Bulgaria is the same. I know in Spain also is the same. So problems with water resources, water availability, quality of fresh water is problematic. So we need to try and think ways to protect, on the one hand, the freshwater resources, the groundwater resources that we are using as water, as potable water, water that we drink. And on the one side, to find ways to reduce the volume of water we are consuming on a daily basis for our needs, for the industry, for agriculture. And by the way, agriculture consumes 80 to 90% of the total volume of water that is consumed. So to find another source, treated wastewater, is very, very important. And this is the new, let's say, not very new, but now we are focusing on that and we try to find solutions. And since last year, there is even a new directive from European Union exactly to promote the further reuse of treated wastewater in agriculture. So this is not just something, okay, we are discussing this because we like the environment, we like to be green. So this is something that is happening and in the next years will be happening in much more frequent and intense way. So, in the first thing, treatment of wastewater. How do we do it?
The steps?
Generally. Have you, when you think wastewater treatment, what comes to your mind?
Chemicals.
Chemicals. What else?
treatment plant with 20 steps your colleague mentioned.
Treatment plants, 20 steps, big facilities,
Yeah.
concrete structures, big tanks. Do you want to live nearby?
No.
Do you want your house to be next to such a plant?
No.
Why not?
Why not?
Too much noise.
Too much noise. Too much smells. Okay, usually people don't want to live nearby a wastewater treatment plant because of smells, noise, and let's call it aesthetics. Okay, because you have open tanks, large open tanks, which you steer, so this creates smells, aerosols. Is not.
I thought it is covered with...
No, most of the plants of the tanks are open. Okay. So what we are working here on is a new technology, an alternative technology of how we treat wastewater. And maybe, if you want, we can move out to the outdoors. We have some small pilots to show you. Huh? Would you like that?
Of course.
Yeah, so let's go.